you'll come have a seat. This exercise, we'll be doing some chest opening and arm work. Can also be done just on your mat. You do not have to use a roller underneath you. If you want the option to use light weights for your arms, you could. Normally we recommend 2-pound weights because we do the movements pretty slowly. So you can lay down, be sure your tail is supported and your head is supported as well. You feel like your forehead is falling backwards, you could take a towel, hold it underneath your head, so your nose and your forehead are in alignment. Then the legs are apart about 4 to 5 inches, feet are parallel, and the feet a little bit in front of your knees. And then just slide the arms forward, reaching long with your fingers towards the far end of your mat, look up at the ceiling, and then rotate the upper arms so the palms are up, back of the hands to the ground. You can slide the arms out into a T, pressing the back of the hands into the ground. And if you're on a roller, rock a little bit side to side, pulling your hip and shoulder blade down on one side of the roller and on the other. If you keep your hands grounded and then pull away from them, you'll get a little bit more stretch across your chest and into the upper arm, which is really great for opening up our chest or pecs. And you can do this, you feel that you're getting massage at the skull, maybe at the occipital ridge, between your shoulder blades, and at the sacral area, around the SI joints, which is great because we tend to hold tension at those points. And of course, the chest opening is always welcome after being on your computer or on your other tab. So come back to center, you balance here, and now we curve the arms up and raise the air right over the heart. And then pull the arms open slowly out and down. You want to bring the arms down to the ground, slower than gravity wants to just drop them. So they come up in symmetry. You hug the air above you, like you're embracing someone you love, and then you pull the arms open. Down they go. Use your full exhale to lower the back of the hands to the floor, and then stroke the fingertips out. Curl the fingers up, cup the palms, inhale, the arms rise. And then you can exhale to pull the arms open, out and down. You feel the collarbones wide and the back narrows. So lift again. Even though you're lifting the arms, you want to keep the shoulder blades weighted. So think of them falling towards the floor here. And then as you pull the arms apart, the blades will come in and hug the roller under your body. We'll do one more. Inhale to lift the arms, gather the air in above you, and then exhale, breathe out, push the air out of your lungs, and sink the hands slowly to the ground. Now lift the arms again, be straight this time, and bring them perpendicular to the ground. And you lift the hands up as you inhale, reach the hands high to the ceiling. Shrug the shoulders off the roller, and then exhale, sink the shoulder blades down towards the floor, letting the shoulder blades embrace the roller beneath you. And your feet are steady here into the ground. If you feel a little unsteady being on a roller like this, you would take your feet wider, or perhaps take a ball, a cushion, rolled up towel, and place it between your legs and squeeze it. It would be most stable if the feet were apart and the knees were together. So we lift the arms, we reach for the sky, and then we exhale, let the belly sink and the blades sink too. Do a couple more. This is excellent for releasing tension in the neck and shoulders, as well as opening the chest. And of course, when you're on the roller, you also get the additional benefit of improving your balance skills and working the small core muscles around your spine to keep your body steady and balanced here. That's something that's not steady. So the arms lift, and then you pull the chest wide as the blades sink down. Turn the palms forward as you inhale, and then lengthen the arms down at your side. From here, we lift the arms in unison and parallel. They go up to the ceiling, and then exhale, you bring them back behind you. Now watch that you don't take the arms so far back that your back arches. If you feel like your waist lifts up, and you feel a little bit of compression in the lower back, you go too far with the arms, bring the arms forward, and then exhale all the way down. So when you lift the arms, you reach up, you breathe in completely, exhale, and think about using your abdominal wall to hold the ribs steady as the weight of the arms go back behind you, so that the arch in your spine does not increase. That'll give you more stretch in your lat. And then we bring the arms forward and then exhale all the way down. A lot of the Pilates work, we're going to continue with this. A lot of the Pilates work, we use the limbs as weights to challenge our ability to stabilize the center of our body, and that improves your core strength. As well as, in this case, it doesn't take you into spinal extension, but it will give you more length in your lats on your back. So we lift the arms to the ceiling again and exhale and sweep the arms back. As you open up, you'll be able to go further and further and still keep the ribs in position, and then bring the arms forward and exhale all the way down. Now, variation of this is called windmills. We lift both arms up and then take the right arm by your ear and the left arm down by your hips. Then you can inhale to switch the arms and exhale, switch again. It's really more like a whirligig, but for some reason they call it windmill. And just breathe and switch. The whole time, feeling the weight balance through your feet. The heels are grounded, the big toe ball of the foot is grounded, the pinky toe ball of each foot is grounded. And you want to think of having equal weight through the right foot and the left foot, equal weight of the right side of your body, and the left side of the body draped around your roller. Do just one more set here. And then lift both arms up to the sky, and then pull the arms forward and down, reaching long through the fingers to move the shoulders away from your ears. Next, bring your hands to your shoulders, elbows pull in by your waist, and you do circles with the elbows. They go up, out wide, around, and down. To lift them up, you spin the inner arms around the outside of the chest and the rib cage, and then you circle here. Be sure that your shoulder joint feels happy with this. You can rotate the arm on the socket as you circle, and limit the size of the movement to what feels comfortable for you. Again, as you start to open up your chest, you'll find that you'll be able to draw bigger and bigger circles in the air and at your side. And let's reverse. So going down and back, reaching out to the side, forward and in. And please go ahead and let your scapula move underneath your rib cage. We'll massage out that upper back with the mobility of your shoulder blades. This will they lift to come around the curve of the ribs, towards the front of the body, and then when they sink back and curve around the curve of the roller under your body. Do one more breath, one more circle. And then extend the arms forward. If you were using weights, this would be a good time to grab them. And then we can bring the arms up and back in parallel, back by your ears. Again, maintaining the stability of your rib cage. Circle the arms out wide around and forward, and then turn the palms down at the end of the movement. The arms rise and go up and back, and then circle out and stretch. Palms down, reach again. Arms in unison, they're mirror images of each other. We'll do one more in this direction. Circle wide, try to reach out to the sides of the room, know what your official wingspan would be, and then we turn the palms up to circle out and back. Lift the arms off the ground as they go back by your ears, and then exhale. Sink the blades down, push the hands down by the side of your body, and you circle back. Use your exhale to initiate the movement, and let the belly draw deep, navel point into the spine. Inhale, the whole body expands with the breath. Your ribs expand, your belly expands, and exhale, pump the air out of your lungs. One final one, palms up to circle back. Reach the arms behind you, and then exhale and dive forward here. Now we'll do some knee folds for a little bit more balance work. And so again, you want to find the stability through your feet, spread your feet into the floor. The more connection you have to the ground if you're on the roller, the easier it is to balance, the less connection, obviously, the more difficult it is. So if you start with your elbows grounded, your palms and fingertips into the floor, that's pretty maximum balance. If you go to just your fingertips, that would be less. So here, we stabilize the arms however you wish, and then we'll pick up the right knee, pull the leg up into a tabletop position that should parallel to the ceiling, and exhale, lower the foot down, and try to imagine putting it right back in the space that you just lifted it from. And then we'll pick up the left leg. Now it's helpful when you do this to really think about your shoulder blades melting down around the curve of the roller. And then also, before you pick up the right leg, maybe think the right hip gets a little heavy. And then as you pick up the knee, the right hip gets heavier. So you can keep the two pelvic halves level with each other while you're doing this leg movement. And now the left comes up on its own. This also requires that your foot, when it touches the floor, really sink into the ground so that it was spreading and dropping deep into the center of the earth. If your foot will wobble and not be stable on the mat, that's going to be really hard to balance. We'll do one more here with the left. Picking up the left leg and then exhale. Keep the exhale going as your hip flexor lowers the leg down to the ground. You place the foot spreading. Now we'll add the opposite arm. So you pick up the right knee and the left arm, bring the hand to the ceiling, the knee to the ceiling, and then exhale, lower everything down. Try to land the hand and the foot down simultaneously. And then you ground yourself through your right foot, pick up the left knee and the right arm. And then exhale, bring it all down. And again, elbows off the ground is more difficult. Elbows on the ground will be more simple. Right knee lifts the left arm. And then exhale, lower down. And here, left knee, right arm. Hold a focal point with your eyes. That'll help your balance. Definitely don't close your eyes. I mean, some people like to do that because they get a deeper kinesthetic sense, but it's not recommended for balance work. Well, it would be very advanced to do this with your eyes closed. And now here we go. So we'll take the right knee and the left arm up. Stabilize through your left foot. See if you can pick the right hand up off the ground just a little bit. Wobbles are normal, right? And then lower your right hand down, and then lower your right foot and your left arm. You'll find that one side is easier than the other. Let's see which one it is for me today. So your right foot is grounded. You'll pick up your left knee and your right arm. Try to really feel you're weighted equally across your hips. Shoulder blade is down. You lift the left arm. Bring the arm down, and then lower everything else. And by the way, you're not a Pilates god or goddess unless you've fallen off the roller multiple times. So if that happens, don't worry about it. It's part of the process, right? So right knee and left arm lift. And then when you exhale, when you're ready, you pick up the right arm. Bring the right arm down. And then exhale, everything else down. Connect to the floor. We'll do one more of these. Left knee and right arm come up. Anchor down to the scapula and through your pelvic half. Pick up the left arm. Lower the left hand. Oop, glad I got there. And then exhale everything else. Wow, I've been needing to do this, obviously, and hopefully so have you. So you probably felt like you really engaged your core when you did it. It's always going to happen when you do balance work. The thing is not to worry if you like wiggle or wobble a little bit, because part of improving your balance skill is coming off balance and then pulling yourself back to a position of more stability. It doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be better, right? So let's slide on off of your roller. And we'll take it across the mat. If you don't have a roller, you can also use a ball here between your shoulder blades. And we'll lean back with this sort of at the base of the tip of your scapula. Knees are still bent, feet are grounded. Support the back of your hip with your hands. And you'll arch back, lift your gaze up, letting your hip fall backwards, and then pull the elbows wide as you look behind you. Support your head with your hands. Tip the head up as you exhale and pull the elbows together and inch toward your navel. If you don't have a roller, this could be done just from the floor to your upright curl. We're taking it back into extension if you've got a roller or a ball behind you. And then exhale, come forward and up. Elbows dive down and inch towards the belly. so your shoulder blades widen on your back. And then we arch back again. Feel the stretch from your jaw to your tail. And then you're going to use that line of muscle to help jaw to help pull you up. And now we take it back again. We add some knee folds. So we take it back. Exhale, coming up, pick up your right knee, just down to your belly here. And then we'll lower the leg as you arch back. Spread your foot into the floor and take that full extension through the chest, elbows wide. Exhale forward, going up, lifting the left leg, so alternating the knee folds. And exhale to lower that down and arch your spine. Forward again, lifting the right leg. You're looking to the midline, so right at your navel, nose in line with sternum and the navel here, and then bring it back. And one more, looking at your center line here, your midline. You pick up the left leg, lower it as you take your arch back. Now next we'll add a little rotation, so you come up and twist to the right. Now you twist your upper body. Take elbow towards the inside of the knee. Unwind the body as you lower the foot down and lay back in extension. And we come up, exhale, lift and twist to the left. Inhale to lower the foot and lay back in extension. Exhale forward here, twisting up. And lower it down. And up again to twist here to your left. And then we'll take it back and lift your head, support your head, maybe even intertwine your fingers around the base of the skull. And I brought my feet in a little closer because now I'll be able to pick up my hips. You will too. And you can go back and forth here. You want to roll up and down the thoracic spine. So you stay on the ribs. And as you go to the base of the ribs, you go forward in deflection, hips are low. And then as you pull your knees out over the toes, you drop your head, you can lift your hips up, go back into extension. Maybe feel a stretch in your quad, depending on how tight the angle is at your knee and how tight your quads are. And then you're pushing again into flexion in the upper back, bringing the roller towards the base of the ribs. And then lift the hips, drop your head, go into extension across the hips and the back. And then one more time, coming up into flexion. And then lower your hips down. Good. Stretch the legs out and we'll come on up to sitting. So now we'll use the roller to get a little deep core in. And you don't have to use the roller for this. You could just have your legs together for conveyor belt. So we'll take the roller between your arches of your feet and between your knees. Hold the roller parallel to the floor. Upright curl. If you can, if that is too much for you, you can lay your head back down. It just will limit your range of motion. Now squeeze the roller so that you feel that work in your inner thighs and your low abs, and then slowly slide the roller forward. Try to keep it parallel to the ground as you reach it away from you. Feel the increasing load in the low abdominals, and then exhale and pull it on back. And we do that again. Try to pull your elbows forward and down towards the hip crease. Of course, I'm not going to get there, but you're working to get some work in your upper abdominals as well. You can use your hands to pull the head up and stretch the back of the neck. Maybe get a little lift here into the thoracic spine. And exhale, pull it back. If you're not feeling the upper abs, you're not working probably hard enough to get that upper ab curl. If you're not feeling the lower abs, you're maybe not going far enough out or hugging the roller in. So you figure out how much work you can tolerate, how much you want, and then pull it on back. And this would be a perfectly fine exercise without the roller, just with the legs zippered together. And it's still a great exercise if the head is resting down. Okay, so let's do that and take the roller out from underneath or from between our legs. And we'll come up to sitting to do a roll up with the roller. So this actually is a bit more advanced than doing a roll up with your feet to the floor. And so if you're still working on your roll ups and you want to have your feet to the ground and maybe a TheraBand around your feet, that's a good option. More difficult, take the roller across your mat and then take your heels across the roller. And then you may have to bend your knees a bit, that's all fine. And you can slide forward, stretch your hands out over your legs. Bend your knees if you need to get the appropriate amount of stretch in the belly of the hamstring. You can hang your head down. Feel that stretch in your whole back line, in your back, anywhere you're tight, in the back of your legs. Now we'll start to roll back. And you could even here use the TheraBand around your feet. So as you go back, you curl the tailbone up. You roll your spine down 1 inch at a time. Nice, you guys are going so nice and slow, that's excellent. And then stretch the arms back behind you. And then we lift again. Up at the arms, lift the head, neck, and chest. Exhale, back forward. Round over the abdominal wall. Stretch out here. This is the roll up that you all know and love. So move a little bit forward, so I have my foot on the mat and my hand. And then start to roll back. So the tail rises. You curve down here through your spine. Welcome, it's good to see you. And then stretch the arms back, reach back behind you. And let's do it again. So you lift the arms, head, neck, and chest, come up, exhale. Pick up the rib cage, curve forward. Another thing you think of on the way back down is to try to push the roller away from you as you roll your spine in the opposite direction. So keep reaching forward with the fingertips, forward with the roller. See how that gives you a different sensation in your body as you go back. And one final one to come up. Same how the beginning movement, exhale to come through the lift of your rib cage and over for your stretch. So hold on wherever you can. Pull your waist back like we do in spine stretch. Let the head hang. Collarbones are wide so the shoulder blades are falling behind you and not up by your ears. Now from here, we'll take the left leg out to the side. So the foot is still elevated. The other foot comes in, so the sole of the foot is like parallel with the thigh. If this is not a good position for you in your hips, you could take the roller out from underneath and elevate or elevate your hips up onto a cushion, maybe the yoga block even. But here we go. So you'll just slide your hands down the leg, stretch them out here, and keep weight in the opposite hip. And then you can bring your hand back along your leg to your knee. Take your hands at your side, maybe make fists by the side of your body, and lift up into a swan. You lift the heart. It's like a seated swan or a seated cobra where you let the head go up and back, and you lift the chest as you push down into the ground. And then pull from the abs to bring your chest and your head back to a vertical position, and then just sliding forward over that right leg again. So glide all the way out here. Feel the stretch here. To be a slight diagonal stretch into maybe your low back. And then we articulate up, low back, mid back, upper back, like you're zipping your back up that wall. Hands to your side again, push down to lift up into extension. Feel the stretch of the belly, the blades knit and fall towards your tail, and then you release out. And we'll do one more on this leg. So dive forward, spread your way over. And then stack your spine coming up, hands naturally slide back. Hands to your side. Push down to lift. Now don't let the shoulders come up by your ears. They drop and fall back. If you take a winding the collarbones, the blades naturally fall behind you. And then exhale, release the chest, the gaze forward. And then we'll switch your legs. Good. And then the left leg on top, the right leg comes out to the side. Then you drops down. Sit upright, try to perch on your sits bones. And then we slide forward, diving over your left leg. The hand reaches out towards the foot. So let's stretch in your back, in your hamstrings. Bend the knee as necessary. And then articulate back up. Your hand slides back along your leg. It kind of helps you, that hand sliding helps your vertebra work sequentially. Now hands to your side, push down to lift up. Pick up the chest, you pick up the eyes. And then you bring your gaze across the ceiling to the horizon as you lower the chest and we go over again. Diving forward, head leads the way for the movement through your neck, through your upper back, through your mid back. So you feel the stretch in the low back and in your hamstring. And then stack your spine bottom to top again, coming all the way up. This down, heart rises, shoulders fall. Release, and we'll do one more here. All the way over and down. Stretch that out. And then coming upright again. It's down, arch the spine. Chest expands as it lifts, the back knits together, and exhale to release. From here, we'll sit cross-legged, cross the ankles, and let the knees open. So this could be a really tight position for a lot of us. So if you feel like your knees are up and it's not really very comfortable for you to sit this way, definitely sit on your yoga block or some books or something. And then what we'll do now is we're pulling that roller in front of you. And again, if you don't have a roller, you could use a ball, or you could just slide your hands down the mat. But we're starting with the hands resting on the roller. Again, lightly push down, lift your chest, upper back extension. The lower part of the spine should be vertical, and then the upper part of the back waterfalls backwards. Then you come to look forward, look down, and then dive your head forward. And as you bring your head forward and down with your spine stretch, the roller is going to roll naturally under your arms, so it goes from your wrists up towards your elbows, and you curve your spine forward here to stretch out your back. And also your hips. And then you push down into the arms into the roller, and then that's going to allow you to step the spine from the very bottom to the top. Press down, and the chest rises to your chin. If you're using a small ball, the hands are just overlapped on top of the ball. Or side by side if you have enough room. And let's do that again. Look down. You move the head and the neck first, then the upper back, then the mid back, then the low back. Your head dives forward, out and over the mat. The roller gets pushed away with the movement of your spine. And then you pull sort of back from the armpits, stack your spine to come up and pull the roller back in towards your knees. Good. You feel that opening? And let's do one more. Chest up, bring an upper back extension, look forward, and go over again. Diving over here. Stretch your back. Let your head hang heavy here. And then put a little press of your arms into the roller as you stack your spine. So do a little massage here, even all the way up into the palm of the fingertips. Excellent. All right, so what we'll do next is let's go on to our side for a little side bend, a little mermaid here. So you can have your legs stacked is the most difficult with your knees stacked and your feet stacked too. Or you can open it out in sort of a pinwheel position with your foot to the inside of the thigh, like that, that's a little easier. Or go somewhere in between, right? So wherever you want to be, we'll start here and take your hand to the shin. The roller is to the side where your feet are. And then you'll lift up the arm by the roller and side bend away from the roller surface here. Then over and stretch. See you. We're back again after Labor Day. And then come all the way upright. Both arms can extend out. Your hand goes onto the roller. And then as you scoop the air dive over sideways, you'll bend your lower elbow and dive over. So you're not pushing the roller out very far. But you want to have still almost the elbow just either right under your shoulder or a little bit further to take it out. If you go too far, you'll end up flattening the curve of your spine. And then push down into the bottom arm, stack yourself up, hip to waist to rib, come all the way up. And then we can hold on to the shin, lift up, and then side bend away from the roller. The position of your legs will give you more stretch from, say, the rib cage down to the hip and the sit bone. And then articulate up. Hand onto the roller, go on your wrist, you go over, you stretch it out. The roller rolls on out here. You're gonna reach down through your top hip sits bone. As you reach out with your head under your fingertips, let's do it one more time. So push into the roller to come up. Side bend away from the roller. This exercise also works if you just slide your hand out along the mat until you're on your elbow. You go over like so. So the roller is a nice option. And then whether you're on the roller or not, let's lift the top arm up in the air. And you can rotate the arm underneath your armpit, circle it through. It's called thread the needle sometimes. And then you pull the arm out, reach it up to the ceiling, and then arch back, look back at your hand, open your chest. Cup the palm and you circle it around and under the armpit here. Get a stretch across the space between your shoulder blades. It stretches out your mid traps and your rhomboids, and then take it back to open up the chest. Do one more of these. Circle around and underneath. And then reach it up and back. Bring the arm vertically, then bring it over in your side bend stretch, and you're going to push into your arm to come up, whether you're on the roller or not. Arms lift and side bend away from the roller. Come upright, and let's take that bottom arm, elbow points out to the side. Lift the arm that's up in the air, and we circle through under the armpit here. So we thread the needle this way, and then bring the arm out and back. Open the chest, stretch behind you, and again coming around, and take it out. One more time. And open the chest, come back to center. Good. And now we'll do the other side. So you can just flip around. And again, choose the position of your legs so that your knees are comfortable, that you feel like you can sit pretty upright. Now, sometimes when you first do this, you may need your hand holding onto the shin to really stay kind of vertical with your waist. But you can adjust the position, and you can use your hand to help you find that lift and the length that you need. So we'll start lifting the arm by the roller and side bending away from it. And then pull yourself upright. You can bring your hand to the roller, dive over sideways, bank elbow, not too far away, like either directly under your shoulder or slightly out to the side. And then pull yourself up, hip, waist, ribs, close one by one. The arms extend, you hold your leg, you tip over to the side. Pull yourself up, and then let's lower the arm again. So side bend over to stretch. Try to really lift the top rib cage up. You're curving your spine here. The ribs pull together beneath you like an accordion, like a slinky, to flare the ribs on the top open. And over we go again. Pull into your legs. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And now we lift once more. So we'll go over into your side bend. First here, your mermaid. Good, and then let's extend the arm up to the ceiling and thread the needle. So we circle through, pull the arm out and circle back, look at your hand, open the chest. Cup the palm, circle around and underneath. Pull that open, open and stretch. We circle underneath. Pull it out and take it back. Your gaze follows your hand, push it away. And then come back to center, lift the arm, side bend here. Push into the roller to help you come up, and then lift and side bend away from it. We'll take that elbow and point it out to the side, lift upright, hand high, and then look under the armpit, the arm follows through. And then you sweep the arm back again. Do 3 of these, pull the arm underneath you, reach it out and back. And then one more time. All right, and now next we'll go into a little hip opening release and some work into the legs and your stomach. So you'll take the roller between your sits bones and your heels to lay down onto your back. And again, this could be done, you can elevate your hips onto a yoga block or some books. And then hold the roller here with your hands, elbows wide, shoulders relaxed, and the shoulders falling back. So now let's just pull your right knee into your chest. And then pull the left leg in as well. Extend the legs up to the ceiling. So point through the feet, nothing crazy. And then we'll pull the right leg back over your shoulder and press the left leg away in a scissor split. So you'll switch the legs. Inhale, one goes down, one goes up. They pass in midair, for reciprocal movement. And then you switch again. So they start simultaneously and work in opposite directions. And hopefully with the legs in the air, you're gonna feel like a stretch in the hamstring. And then also maybe you'll feel a little feeling of beginning to stretch across the front of the hip and the leg gets lower. So we switch, we inhale for one movement, exhale for the next. And you probably have to work the arms slightly. If you don't, the roller tends to slip away from underneath you. It's not always a soft landing. And let's switch one more time. And then bring both legs up to the ceiling. Rotate the legs externally and then pull the legs apart in a little side split. And exhale, close them together. So inhale, the legs open, hopefully equidistant from center, and then pull them together. Do one more of those. Definitely feel that stretch in the inner thighs. Exhale to close and lift. And now one leg at a time. So leave the left foot in the air and take the right leg out to the side. The range is always bigger here, but you have to work a little bit more through your obliques to hold the left hip grounded, bring the right leg up. And if the left leg is out, and you try to hold the right side heavy on the roller. Exhale to lift it up. And alternate again. So the right leg is out, the left side is grounded. You can press the left arm more into the roller. So if you engage the left side of the body, bring the right leg up, and now the left leg goes sideways. And exhale to lift it. One more set of these. Out to the side. Exhale, pull it up. Use your inner thigh. And now to the left. Try to focus some of this work on the top of the leg instead of the foot. So you get a little bit more sensation of working more from center. Now we'll take the right leg back over your shoulder, the left leg forward for rotation. So if you imagine you've got a large ball here between your 2 feet, you're going to circle the ball around its own axis as you rotate the legs and circle them in space. And then we reverse. Good. And there's a rotation of the leg on the socket as well as the foot drawing a big half circle in the air. You just inhale in one direction all the way around. And then exhale in the other direction all the way around. Okay, and then we lift both legs up, pull the knees in just for a second. And then we'll extend them up to the ceiling again. So here, we'll frog in, heels together, toes apart. And this will be a little bit more core work for you. So you can choose to have as much as you want. So you're gonna push the legs forward and out on the diagonal and feel the abdominal wall engagement and then frog back in. What you don't want to do is go so low that your back arches. You're going to feel the body stiffen a little bit around the area below your waist. Here, so the low back is working to support the weight of your legs going out of the diagonal line. And it's also fine, particularly if your hamstrings are tight, if you want to go straight up to the ceiling and focus more on the hamstring stretch. You can go any angle that works for you. Push the way, reach out long, and then pull it back. Now parallel legs, soft point with your feet, like you're wrapping your feet around a pair of tennis balls, And then you stretch the legs out and then fold them back in. Don't overpoint the toes. Think more about reaching through the ball of the foot and just let the toes softly fall off the end of your foot. Think of feathers like floating out off the end of a bird's wing. Your feet just are relaxed as you pull the legs in and out. So reach. The lift is through the arch and less about a curl down and in with the toes. So push that away. Exhale, pull it back in. Now we flex the feet, we flex at the ankle, and you push out and away here, and then pull that back in. Imagine pushing a 1,000-pound weight away from you, and then pull a 1,000-pound weight back in. Do that again to reach long, and exhale to retract. One more time like this. Let's squeeze together like a unileg. And then we lift the feet up to the ceiling. Inhale, point the feet, exhale, flex. Go through the ball of the foot, then curl the toes over, then pull the toes back, and then lift through the heels. One more, inhale to point, exhale, flex. Self-point through your feet, and we'll fold the knees in, lower your left foot to the ground, lift the right foot up in the air. We're going to stretch that right leg forward all the way down. Rest your heel if you can on the ground. Bend the knee if you need to. And feel this stretch across the hip and the thigh. Let's take your right arm back overhead. And just open up the stretch on the right front of your body. From your fingers to your shoulder, to your hip bone, to your toes. I think with every inhale, the front right side of your body is lengthening. With every exhale, the back of that right side is falling into gravity, deepening down towards the floor. Nice calm, slow breath here. Deep inhale and a deep exhale. If it's too much stretch in the hip for your lower back, just bend that right knee a little bit or a lot. Go where you feel the stretch that's decent for you. And then we can bring the arm back, bend the right knee, extend the left leg out, and then take the left arm back. The arm movement is optional. If it feels like you've got more than enough arch in your back with just the leg forward, don't worry about the arm. You want to stay here for several breaths because muscles will release fairly quickly. I know it doesn't seem like it sometimes, but the fascia, the connective tissue, takes a little longer to start to really open up and stretch and actually deform and reform in your body. This itself is a great exercise to do near the end of your day. Very relaxing for the nervous system. A lot of my clients like to do this either between their work day and their family time or their personal time, or at the end of the day before they go to sleep. If you feel okay with this, you can try extending the right leg also, and then even the right arm back. That's going to be more of a stretch. If it's too much, bend your knees, or repeat something you did earlier. Just open up the whole body here. And then whatever's touching the floor, sink deep into the ground. We'll bring the arms back, slide the feet back, ground your feet, lift your hips. You can push down with your hands into the roll and then roll inside. Lay your spine down. And you may want to just stretch out with your legs. Feel how your body feels now. Hopefully a lot more open, a lot more relaxed. And, a little worked at a very deep level. Definitely hope you feel better than you did when you started. Roll up, say goodbye for today. This is the last class of our summer session. So please use the videos on Swarthmore's Recreation and Wellness channel to review your Pilates, do some of the workouts when you can for the rest of the summer. And we're back here at the Matchbox and also on video after Labor Day. So I'll hope to see you all then. Take care.